going on, Philadelphia? Literally. We're right outside the Rodent Museum. Is that where we're at here?
Yes, Rodent Museum.
A rodent, excuse me. Not a rodent. Not a...
no, there's no T.
No T.
No Master Splinter here.
Nope, but there is... I do see the beautiful parkway in front of us, and we are literally sitting on QB54 chairs / games / we can't wait to tell you all about it because this was yet again another birthday present to us. It's on the 26th. If you want to send us a present, 105 3rd Street, Media, PA, 19063.
105 West 3rd Street.
What did I say? 103?
Well, you said 105 3rd Street, so I think you got to... So West 105 West 3rd Street, Media, PA, 19063.
But as you can see, we're sitting on the game itself. So already you're seeing one of the greatest functions. Vince Quinn, how are you? Are you enjoying the summer festivities here? I know that, yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, John, hold on, and I can, wait.
This miniature microphone.
Oh, yeah, that's up close and personal with the mic. You love that. I'm doing great, man.
What, if anything, did you see here from camp? Anything that you want to kind of get into with the Browns? Will obviously be around Sunday at 1 o'clock. If the starters aren't going, I'm not sure if we're going to be live streaming, so we're going to play it by ear.
Yeah.
And let me just say, I hope they're not. Again, Vince Quinn, I hope we see no series from A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. I hope that Jalen Hurts plays 0 snaps. I hope that the entire second and third offensive lines are all just gobbling it up, and we get to see a lot of Jason Huntley again for 4 quarters. That's
I don't want anybody to see Jason Huntley for 4 quarters. My God. But yeah, that's the whole point of the joint practice.
Yeah.
That's why they do it. So you're getting all these reps against a starter. You're doing it in a controlled environment. So, hey, let's practice some red zone stuff. Offense, defense, go at it. We're going to go for 2-minute drill. Whatever it is. You practice those things. It's literally a better environment to work in as a starter. So, yeah, there's no point in getting these guys and putting them in a preseason game. They shouldn't be there, which means we won't be there.
Sorry.
Yeah, but thinking about where this joint practice has gone, have you seen some of the storylines, especially yesterday? I thought it was fucking hilarious, man. Jalen Reagor making some big catches.
Of course he is.
Kayvon Wallace dominating joint practices. It was like, all right.
Eagles defense lighting it up. Minus 10 yards on the day. It was about, I think, I saw Kemsky say it was even on Thursday.
Yeah.
And, the Eagles dominated on Friday, apparently. Had really good red zone drills. You're hearing, I don't know if you saw A.J. Brown late yesterday afternoon on Friday is posting this must have been photoshopped after he's grabbing a ball away from Greedy Williams.
Yep.
Even your boy Jeff McLean had to I normally don't tweet about practice stuff, but A.J. Brown just made a spectacular catch and all this stuff. So it's just yeah, man, this is I see a lot of Eagles Twitter getting very pumped up, and I'm not here to snatch that away from you, but I'm just here to say it's the fucking Cleveland Browns. That's a good sign that they're kicking their ass, right? But, I mean, did we not just see the most awful shit with Deshaun Watson, and they're just going to plow right through all that? He's going to be gone for 11 games. Where the Browns at or now is not a good barrier of where I think the Eagles are going to be for the season. And we're going to call all the beat reporters out. Calm down. It's the Browns. It's the Browns. I know you're seeing A.J. Brown for the first time, but Jesus, you're gassing everybody up, and it's okay. I don't mind the gas up. I think the expectations should be high, but it's the Browns.
Well, to use those joint practices, yeah, because here's where I completely agree with you, is the Deshaun Watson thing is fucking crazy, man.
It's disgusting.
Look, it's one of the weirdest, most crazy situations the league's ever seen. I mean, this guy, for all the guaranteed money, how long this has been going on, he took the whole year off last year, basically forced to do it. So that happens on Thursday. Of course they're going to have a shit practice on Friday and the Eagles are going to dominate. Of course they are. I mean, you're lucky that they got Thursday in for whatever it was. Yeah. So, yeah, the vibes around that are incredibly weird. You're sitting in that for a couple of days because the team's in Cleveland for all that stuff. They're going to be so relieved to be home. It's ridiculous. But once all that stuff is done, the other side of it is the Browns are talented. So, okay, definitely. Amari Cooper is really good. It's funny that he's over there. But Amari Cooper, Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, there's so many guys on that team. If Deshaun Watson was active, they'd be a Super Bowl contender. I mean, that's a good squad, but they're going to play like shit. It's the day after all that stuff gets announced. Watson's there practicing with them.
And,
you know?
And Jalen's getting asked about that in the press conference, which I saw too. It's just like, man, these reporters are trying to find anything of like, hey, I can't believe someone was trying to bait Jalen Hurts and to be like, say something good about Deshaun Watson, or say something that, like, you know, it's just fucking, it's a crazy circus down there right now, and the Eagles are incredibly focused. There hasn't been a blimp on the radar since what? Nigel Bradham beating up a Cabana boy in Florida. Like there just hasn't been a lot of crazy stuff, and I know that, you know, there was a large debate in the offseason of whether or not the Eagles were going to be interested or not. And listen, there's no one that does their due diligence better than the Philadelphia Eagles, and I know that for a fact. And if that ever sniffed around here, Howie and everybody would say, no fucking way, we're not touching it. And they probably found out that he was lying to them to everybody about the situation. So anyway, small little tangent on that, but like, overall, man, just the other stuff that we're hearing down there. Even Hassan Reddick, which I thought, did you see that quote about Jordan Mailata? Unbelievable.
No.
Of just didn't even know. And granted, everybody, this is hype season, so I'm taking that in consideration. But like, Reddick had no idea about Jordan Mailata's story and had no idea that he never played football before, because like he was there and saying, like, Jesus, really? This guy's 4 years into the game or 5 years into the game, and he looks like a potential Hall of Famer to me, more or less. So like, that seems great. And then to see him and Lane hanging out late at practice with Myles Garrett and all these other, you know, pass rushers on the other side, that's something that I was really cool to see. But, you know, outside of that, these are all just good signs to me. I'm staying pretty much exactly where I am. You haven't really changed your opinion one way or the other, right? Expectation-wise?
No, it seems really good. I mean, look, they're going to win the division. And the more I think about it, and we can get into this more on another day, but like, they're going to run away with the division. Right?
Yeah.
I don't think people are realizing that.
That's messed up to me. If they don't run away with it.
Oh, it's either one team played way above their head of where I think they're going to be, or they totally tanked. But they should win the division easily. I mean, really. And like, thinking about how the league's changed now, because you've added that extra game, 9 wins, I think easily wins the division. They suck. I mean, none of these teams, like we talked about it last episode, how none of these teams with the defensive spending, they don't have it.
Right.
Dallas doesn't have a defense. Washington doesn't have a defense. Giants don't have a defense. They're rebuilding everything. All these teams, like Dallas just lost everything. So they're not going to win the division. Like, the Eagles are going to win this thing by a mile. So it's a great roster. Everybody's been healthy so far. So for all the Sirianni hand-wringing, you know, the only thing's been Devontae Smith missed a couple of practices, and now he's back and he's kicking everybody's ass again because, you know, he's going to be a Hall of Famer, and I'm just letting you know. So yeah, everything tracks really well, man. I mean, for them to be in this spot right now, you're what, like 3 weeks away from the start of the regular season, and they're fully healthy right now. Phenomenal. Like, amazing.
You know, you've got Bradbury that's, I think they described as day-to-day. Sanders with his hamstring, that's nothing new. So,
and Kelsey, that's the last thing. Kelsey obviously getting the work done, but could be very easily there week 1, if not week 2.
Yep.
He's fine.
And just one last thing on that, because this is the last thing I'll try and stress on the Roquan thing. All right, I was watching the Bears. Did you get a chance to watch the Bears at all?
No, I'm not watching. No, I don't hate myself, John.
Yeah,
I'm not watching the Bears.
I'm a sicko, and I hate myself. And I watched the Bears play the Seahawks. Was that just last night or 2 nights ago? That offensive line is just Swiss cheese, the whole thing, from left tackle to right tackle. It's so bad.
Which is a Green Bay thing, and they got to stop stealing their bit with Swiss cheese, all right? Leave Swiss cheese in Green Bay, Chicago.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, steal the sharp cheddar or something while you're at it. But this is what I said, and if this offer was there, what would you think? If the Bears came for Andre Dillard, and they said, we want Seumalo too, but we'll pick swap and we'll give you Roquan, what would you say? Because I'm not thinking twice about it. I'm going, here you go.
No, I'm not trading an offensive lineman for a linebacker. I'm not doing it. No.
What's wrong with people? I just don't understand I don't get it.
For where this team is, no.
You've got a guard that's not going to be here next year more than likely, and a person that just wants to get into concussions and fights. Like, for a premier guy, for another pass rusher, That's the last I'll save it, and you can have the last word on it.
Well, yeah, I mean, for me, it's thinking about where the team is. Like, they're not so desperate to get another linebacker on this team. They might not start Nakobe Dean, and we think Nakobe Dean kicks ass. So, like, when you've got that kind of depth and youth, T.J. Edwards is still pretty young. Kaiser White is pretty young. Dean is young. Davion Taylor is young. They're all young guys. Like, there's still time for all that. So, am I giving up a starting lineman who didn't compete when we thought he would, didn't compete at all? So I think a lot of the noise around it is noise. I could very easily see Sayamalo back. It's not a competition. I mean, Driscoll's been playing right tackle. He's not even playing guard. So, like, it's very easy that this is Sayamalo's job for another 2-3 years if he wants it. They can re-sign him, extend him. So, no, I would give them Andre Dillard.
Yeah.
So
no
Dillard,
problem.
let's get Dillard out there. There's been Jalen Reagor stuff that's still floating around. So if he's going in that deal to Chicago, they got nothing going on anyway. Like, do all that. But man, I'm not quick to pull the trigger.
Last question on this, though.
All right.
What are you doing with Cam for his entire first year? Because if we're talking about depth, I was like, there's nothing. It's the same argument I made with Tyler Linderbaum. So. Yes, he's a true center. Yes, I know Cam is a true center. But if you put him next to Kelsey and Dickerson, holy shit! Holy shit! If you have two Jason Kelce's next to one another and Lane Johnson's over there, that's an incredible line. I don't know if it's going to be Sayamalo right away, but we can pretty goddamn well tell that, like, that kid's ready to play in the NFL. So what are you going to do? Sit your second-round pick on the bench for an entire year just in case? Aish.
Well,
that's all I'm saying. We didn't do it with Dickerson either.
They're probably going to do that, but also, I don't know, fullback? I don't know, just get fucking rid of it. And that's the other side of it, too, that I'm curious about, is thinking about how this team is going to move. Where last year you get so many 2 tight end sets. Probably they do that again. They liked Jay Jaw as a blocking wide receiver, and so they did the heavy run packages. Are we going to see 6 linemen on the field a decent bit? Maybe. If Dillard's is badass and so much better than he used to be, I'd put him out there for a couple of snaps and bully people, especially in the red zone. Get him out there. Do those kinds of things, and maybe he gets some opportunity there. But if he's moving as fluid as he is for certain goal line stuff, put him in at fullback. Why? Like, I don't know. Why? If you're looking for reasons to use him, he's getting 2 snaps a year at fullback in the red zone. Fuck yeah! Give it to him. Let's put him in there.
First of all, I love that idea. And if you're listening, please, Philadelphia Eagles, do what that man did.
Julian Laurie especially. I know you're listening to the show. Julian, you're welcome on the show anytime, Julian. And put Cam Jurgens in at fullback.
That's right. We do have some really crazy Washington, Dan Snyder, Tom Brady stuff that we really want to get into before we leave, so we'll do that. But not before we shout out our friends over at Liquid Death. And like I said, it is the summer of lime for me. That's why I brought them out today. I know you can't necessarily see it when you're listening to this, but the sun just shines a little brighter, the lime tastes just a little better, and it's perfect to dump into tequila first and foremost. We've tested that out a lot.
Yes, we have.
Go get Liquid Death right now. Try it out. If you've hung with us for the flat water cans, the beautiful mountain water from the Alps, they've just put a little bubbly behind it, a little agave, and some Wonder Natural lime in there, and I think it destroys any. I hate all of. I'll even shout them out. Fuck them. Polar sucks. Terrible. La Croix, because they don't want to be called that, and they're from Wisconsin, and they fill up their shit in a bathtub. That flavor goes out right away. This hangs in. I am still tasting the lime in my mouth. Several 30, 45 a minute past the first sip. So that's why I love it so much. The mango's just the same way. The berry's just the same way. It's the best fucking water on the planet. It's in a can, and you don't ruin the environment. If I have to tell you one more time, I guess I'm just going to keep telling you. I don't know what
yeah, we're going to keep telling you anyway. But goddamn, it is so good, dude. And especially like this. I mean, as we're sitting out here right now in the park, man, it's like high 80s.
Yep.
It's hot out here, and having this, and this isn't been sitting in a fridge all day.
No, I brought it. It's an hour out of the fridge and it's still delicious.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just like it's naturally just refreshing on its own. Doesn't have to be cold to do that. Certain drinks you kind of really need it cold. So for what all that is, Liquid Death is just amazing, folks.
LiquidDeath.com/Bell to get free shipping on every case that you order to your house. And congratulations to the winner that needs to get back to us on YouTube, because you just won your supply, and we're still waiting for confirmation of that. If not, we're going to kick it to next week. So just so you know, be subscribing on YouTube.
Yeah,
great prizes.
And by the way, if you do get contacted by Taylor, which he did do, it is actually Taylor, and he is telling you to actually email us. So yes, Solo Kiwi reached out, was like, am I getting defrauded by somebody posing as Bell and the Birdmen? I was like, no, you're not.
In his hidden messages on Facebook.
It's like, no, you won a prize actually. So we have to ship a shirt to New Zealand, by the way.
Yes.
So we will figure that out.
Yes. I love that. I'm sure Drew at Philly Sports Shirts is gonna have a ball with that.
We're gonna owe him some shipping, I think.
And jump in the Discord if you have any questions about anything. BellTheBirdmen.com as always. And I've got a lot of questions about all of this. Like Dan Snyder. This whole thing, I'm not letting it go, guys. This guy's a piece of shit. Like, this guy is one of the worst, and I think it's connected to Tom Brady. I think this whole thing, not him leaving, I don't know what that is. That's been speculated.
We can talk about that. There's some fun theories on that.
I would love to hear Vince Quinn's fun theories and the internet's fun theories on that, but let me just take us back here again. So, Dan Snyder was on a boat. The FBI was trying, or no, Congress was trying to get a hold of him. They were trying to subpoena him for the hearings of his shitty franchise and all the bad things in the NFL that are going on. Didn't do that. Vince Quinn informed us that what he did do is come in privately for an 11-hour questioning with, to this date, 0 leaks of what that was, right?
0.
None. Then the Deshaun Watson stuff comes out there and all that, so there's all this NFL
the Brady stuff came out that week right after.
Bang, bang, bang. And what did we see? Did you see this, folks? You see it? It happened right in between all this stuff. Someone from the Washington Commanders got pinched. You know what they got pinched for? Handing out painkillers to players. Their strength coach did. And I'm just trying to come up with the timeline, and they're like, yes, the DEA had been on this guy for a while. And I'm going, okay, all right. And then you know what happened the day after that, Vince Quinn? The day after that bust report? It is announced by the Washington Commanders that they are getting a full-on, the first NFL team that's going to push the gas pedal down and say, fuck it, we're a casino, and that's what they got. FedEx Field is now a legal casino, and the government has to approve all that. So I'm going, like, something happened in that 11-hour questioning to make a deal to give this dude up and all the other stuff, like to revamp the entire franchise on the surface so it's all smiley and cute, but behind it, it's still Dan Snyder sucking up all the money. Now he's getting a casino, and he doesn't care if his team is good or not, because he knows that we're going to go down there and hang out and buy enough tickets and, gamble enough during the game. Like, what an incredible piece of shit. We know that he's hiding something or has information that I think would flip the league on over, so they have to give it to him, right? Like, that's how I just am tinfoil hatting this thing. But it is crazy what Dan Snyder is getting away with.
No, the levels of bullshit that go into all of this are through the roof. I mean, this guy he's such a crook, man. I mean, it's so documented. He's lied to his own fans constantly.
Yeah.
He's just a scumbag. And for all this stuff to go down where he's literally dodging Congress, he disappears for 11 hours in that thing. It's like, was that an interrogation or was it a negotiation? And that's really what it feels like, is they just said, okay, how can we figure this out so we get all the tax dollars that come from turning this into a casino, because we want that. We don't want to give up that. So, hey, if we have to get all these women that were in the organization for all these years and we could treat them like dirt and throw them to the side, we're going to do it. And that's what they did. Like, there's no other way about it. The NFL's been implicitly okay with all of this, because for them, and think about how fucked up all of this is, that the first stadium that becomes a casino is his. For all the owners of all the teams of all the whole league, 32 teams. He's the first one in a stadium that he doesn't even want anymore because he ran it into the ground and ran that franchise into the ground. He's now the guy, as he's begging to get another place, he gets the first casino. I mean, the whole thing is so fucked. The levels of just business and lack of morality on any level, or common sense. Like, is Dan Snyder really the guy you want to, like, I'm surprised the league trusts him to be the first guy to do this. How do you trust Dan Snyder?
There is no way they trust him. There is no way they trust Dan Snyder.
Yeah, they must, I don't know, the safeguards or something that must be on that, because I wouldn't trust him with shit.
He knows too much. He's been around too long. Like, he knows all the bad shit that Jerry did. He knows all the bad shit that Robert Kraft did. He probably knows all the bad shit that Jeffrey Lurie did. Like, he's probably got dirt on every single person in there. And that's the only way that I can see that this makes sense together. So, like, that's why I just, whatever we think, like, I will love the Philadelphia Eagles forever, for the rest of my life. But it doesn't mean I have to like Jeffrey Lurie. And
Julian, though.
Julian, maybe. We'll see. And if you're, I'm wondering if you have any thoughts on that. Like, I cannot believe what Dan Snyder got away with in the past 3 weeks to a month in this entire summer. 215-509-5833 is how you text us. Vince Quinn, I have not heard many Tom Brady theories yet. So, like, I'm going to withhold some of my opinions on this. But the one, I just want to be clear. This wasn't a death in the family, right? That has been cleared. That's not happening. The other one I heard was he was joining the Masked Singer.
Yes, which is such a funny theory. That Tom Brady, the most egomaniacal, hyper-competitive son of a bitch that you've ever seen in your life, decided that he was going to leave training camp to go on the Masked fucking Singer. Like, are you kidding me? Are people out of their goddamn minds? There's no way. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
You think he can sing? There's no way he can sing, right?
No.
Yeah.
Unless it's like the Masked beer chugger, then I could see it.
I've heard he can chug a beer like crazy. It'd be the masked lip syncer. Like, he'd get somebody to sing for him and pass it off as him. But like that was a crazy theory. The one that's really interesting, because here's what happens. Here's the sequence of events, everybody, is Tom Brady, first off, he was practicing as normal. Then he missed about 3 days. He was out. He was away from the team. Then he came back for another 4 days. And now he's got this planned 10-day absence, which who knows if it's going to actually be 10, but nobody knew about it. But supposedly the Bucs knew about it, and everything was fine.
Yeah, it was planned.
No, it was totally planned, because it makes no sense.
Again, the most hyper-competitive athlete of all time who wants preparation, total control, is going to take 10 days off in the middle of the most important time in training.
Yeah, by the way, he's got a backup center that's playing the job. So, yeah, he's so comfortable with that guy. So all that stuff happens. Now the theory is, and this was Mike Florio that had the theory, and Mike's always digging into the shit and knows the shit. So
I take him with a grain of salt too, but yes.
And he was a big guy when it came to all the Miami stuff. He was a big promoter of, like, no, people, this is probably happening right now. Read the room. So the theory is from Florio, Brady might actually want to retire. And
oh man, is he in deep shit if that's the case?
Well, because think about this: Brady retires, has all the Dolphins stuff, that goes bad. That guy who was the partner at the Dolphins is now out of the Dolphins. Essentially, he got frozen out. He goes back to Tampa. Once he does, Bruce Arians gets the can in order for him to go back. So then Arians gets bumped to the front office. Now he's doing all this practicing, and then to just retire after they could have gotten any of the millions of quarterbacks that moved this year, like could they have traded for Matt Ryan or something like that? Fuck yeah, they could have. Yeah. Absolutely. So they could totally miss out on the quarterback carousel. All these guys that re-signed because of Brady are now fucked. He's Josh McDanielsing the whole thing if he goes like this, because the theory is he already won a Super Bowl in Tampa. He really doesn't want to be there. He's got all this power, and it just he got blue balled basically.
Yeah, he wanted to go fight Bill, and he can't.
Yeah, so he's trying to do all that stuff, and it falls apart. So now the theory is he's got $37 million a year waiting for him to just sit in a studio and analyze the game. And if he could do that instead of practicing and playing in Tampa, where he doesn't want to even be there and everybody knows it, like the whole team must know he didn't want to be there. Right. Then maybe he actually wants to retire, and they're giving him time to hope that he comes back.
Now that's a cute story from Vince Quinn.
Okay.
It's very cute. It's a really cute story from Vince. I don't think that contract exists at all, first and foremost.
Okay, I like that.
Because that was never said affirmatively, right? Did the Post
An executive, I believe a Fox executive did comment after the deal got done. So
it was that. Okay, that is done. All right, but regardless, this is all set up so he does not get in trouble. Like, that's all I keep thinking about. There's no way you get, like, he is right now debating not retirement. Like, that cat's out of the bag. Like, if you're going to retire again, all that tells me is, like, you are guilty of something. You're definitely guilty of parsing in between, like, whatever you're doing with the Dolphins. But, like, beyond that, that's where I think this thing is connected to Dan Snyder in some regard, because Dan got exactly what he wanted. And now, like, hey, Tom, he got us. We have to. It's either you have to retire, you have to go to the booth, but you will not be playing football this year. Like, I think that's what's happening. Some form of that is being discussed, and he's trying to hold on as much as possible to, like, do this thing.
So is Tom Brady getting Michael Jordan shadow banned?
Fuck yes, he is right now. He absolutely is on all of this stuff. It has nothing to do with football. It has everything to do with this Dolphins situation, Dan, and just trying to, like, prop all these different plates up so the fucking money train can keep going. That's all that's happening right now.
Yeah,
how am I supposed to take Tom Brady seriously if he says he's going to retire again in the same offseason? When we know that he was doing that on purpose to get to the Dolphins.
Well, it could be the same thing, though, right? He retires, and then he sits out this whole year, and he goes, all right, yeah, I do want to play again. He doesn't do it with the Dolphins, but he does come back with somebody else, and we just go, oh, he just fucking hated it in Tampa, or he got bored in Tampa, or whatever it is, and he just didn't play.
I'm going to go play with Sean McVay now. Right, like if he retires and then goes back to the I don't know. Like, well,
maybe
go away, Tom. I'm fucking tired of looking at you. See, this is. I warned you. This is getting to Favre levels, and we already went through that crap. Like, either just make a decision. I'm so tired of hearing about everything that you do.
Yeah,
honestly,
I've been sick of him for a decade.
Yeah. You know what? We gotta make this a little brighter, folks. I'm standing up right now because this is how awesome this is. We've basically been tailgating for about 25 minutes, and QB54. Just go to playqb54.com. It's very easily assembled. We've got our field goal posts. We have got our net ready to rock and roll as the flaps come out. 3 points if you hit any part of the chair. 6 points in the bucket. Field goals are very much accepted in this game, and if you kick it directly into the bucket at any time from 40 feet out, you win the game. So that's what we're going to go do. Thank you so much for listening and watching to Bell and the Birdmen live here from, where are we at again?
Roden Park.
Roden Park is we're enjoying all of this beautiful sunshine here in Philadelphia. For Vince Quinn, I'm John Barchard. Go play QB54. Okay, bye.
Bye.